It's a matter of great privilege for all of us to have distinguished personalities today with us, Mr. Vishwas Jain and Mr. Yaduvendra Mathur, sir. Welcome to both, sir. Mr. Vishwas Jain is Managing Director of internationally renowned consulting organization named Consulting Engineers Group Limited. CG has been ranked as #1 company in the country for last 2 consecutive years in service sector by Dun and Bradstreet. His unprecedented contribution has kept us going even in this pandemic is truly appreciable, ladies and gentlemen. He has given his employees an immense confidence, freedom, authority. Now, I am also privileged to introduce Mr. Yaduvendra Mathur, IS, former Special Secretary, Government of India, National Institution for Transforming India, Niti Aayog, and former CMD, Exim Bank. Welcome, sir. Mr. Mathur is an IAS officer of 1986 batch. He has had long stints in various positions in finance department, including Principal Secretary, Finance Corporation Agreement. I heartily thank Mr. Mathur for being with us today, for interacting Mr. Vishwas Jain and throwing some light of his personal and professional aspects, sir. I request Mr. Mathur to initiate the conversation with Mr.
Yeah.
Vishwas Jain.
Well, good morning again, and thank you so much, Ruby.
Thank
And
you, sir.
I would like to begin by just saying that I've been fortunate to know Mr. Jain since early 90s. I think it was in the early 90s that I met Mr. Jain, and I was fortunate your present chairman, Omendra Bhardwaj ji, he being a senior in the service. And it was for a very special purpose, and that purpose was that was a time when the Consulting Engineers Group was taking over a lot of asset management work for the PWD of Rajasthan. And some of you who are aware, one of the very preliminary pioneering contribution that was made by CG, by Mr. Jain, was also in bringing the very high standards of the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana implementation, of which Rajasthan PWD was one of the early movers. But that would have not been possible but for Mr. Jain's leadership in bringing in very high emphasis, on quality. And that is the time when I first came to know about how key it was that the PWD in Rajasthan looked upon the quality of the roads. And that's when I was that time a special secretary in finance. I was secretary expenditure, government of Rajasthan. And I think Vishwas, the name of the company was Roughton, if I remember. It was a UK company. And I think that was something fantastic to know. And I used to be very pleased to come to know that Rajasthan was one of the pioneers in the rural roads implementation. But very few people at that time would come to know that it was a very strong Rajasthan-based, Jaipur-based company led by Mr. Jain that made it all possible. But fast tracking it to a couple of weeks ago, I get very pleasantly surprised when I come to know that some of the biggest supply or support in many cities in Rajasthan for the personal protective equipment for the doctors is coming from CG. So what Ruby just now said, maybe many of you don't know, I think one of the highest contributions made from the personal exchequer, personal funds of Mr. Jain is for plant and protection, for the personal protection of the doctors. And that signals what is very central to today's conversation, that it is a safety of my home. But many of you are going out and working and contributing. So in this safe environment, we have the time with us. I think Ruby will not cut us out. There's a lot of time, Mr. Jain. So the morning is yours. I urge you to take us back to your what was in your mind as a young student. I know you grew up in Rawat Bhata, but many of us don't know about what really inspired you to get into business.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Yadu Mathur ji. Very, very dear friend of mine. my elder brother, my mentor, who has always been guiding me time to time. And sometimes I used to accept, sometimes I used not to accept. It's hardly matter. But Yaduji was always for me all the time. So thanks for joining me. And I think it's not a story, but yes, definitely when I look back to my journey of life, I really feel that yes, uh, one should not forget is what he is presently and why he is presently. So when I look back to the say when I grew up in Rawat Bata, a small village that time, the hardly population was 15,000, and there were no school, middle school. When I was in 10th, then it was the first time we had a 10th in the village, and we couldn't even appear in exam for 10th class in Rawat Bata, and we had to go to Kota because there was no facility. And it was all government secondary school. You know, is how the government secondary school works. So way back when I look and when I think myself is why I started business and all these things. I can admit that I really had a very humble beginning. Is very humble beginning. Day first, I started looking into to do it. But my father, he encouraged me like, oh, you did very good job. So that kind of atmosphere gave me confidence in business. You can do it. So right from the day first, my feeling is you can do it. Means I can do it. Anything is possible. Because a 15-year boy can go and run a shop and buy a cloth for
I would like to take you back to your engineering days, because that's a very interesting story. Because I know a little bit of it, and we will have to bring in, your Mrs. Renu, Dr. Renu. In while Malviya Engineering College is a top class college, you passed out, you got a job. You many people may not know, but for just a month or two, I think you got a job. So what
yes.
happened? And can you tell us about that period?
Oh, yes. What happened? Actually, when everyone was preparing for some exam, and that time UPSC was the most popular exam among engineers. So in when I was in final year of civil engineering, uh, my old colleagues, my old batchmates, they also appeared in exam UPSC. I also appeared without any without thinking about this what the result would be. But yes, in when I appeared, I got selected in written exam, but fortunately I failed in in interview. So that was most fortunate part of my life when I was not selected in interview, and and since my shop was not there and there was no support, financial support was not there. So that time I had to think how to survive in Jaipur, because after graduation I cannot ask my father to still pump in money for my survival. So what happened? Which I learned is a power of decentralization. A single person cannot do much work at his own. A person, if you can work in team, can engage so many people with him and can pull on with the team. That
Exactly.
is the learning which I could have from my first job.
Yes. I
Yes.
think this
So,
is so important to note. And I think
yes.
the real learning that comes through Vishwasji is exactly about, it's about that team. It's so that instant, that moment when you were trusting your juniors in college, and you not only that, but I think later on you moved out and started a testing lab. But one thing that I think I could see from this story is, two things that became your strength. One was, you just now said, delegation, decentralization, and that is where the whole culture even of CG is. You're a big team, you're a family. I can see that. And the second thing is quality. I think that what you produced, what you continue to produce, because of the testing house, because it's not that you became a consulting engineer for infrastructure straight away. Your strength was your testing house. So how did you get into that business, which is so crucial today? We're all talking about trust. We're talking about teamwork. We're talking of delegation. So can you walk us
Yeah,
through
actually,
your north? We are
nothing.
very keen to get into the mind of Vishwas.
Yes, yes.
A lot of what we are talking is also available on YouTube. You have given interviews
Nothing.
on Doordarshan
Yes, yes.
and in various sources. So a lot of your things. So some of the things I also listen to your YouTubes. But today I want you to bring it all in today's context.
Yes.
Like you said in ET now, you don't dream about the future. So you're not you're not just a dreamer and then letting it go. You are about today. For you, today is 3rd of May, and today we are sitting and we are poised. What Ruby began by saying with COVID and this uncertainty, everybody, I'm growing a beard because I'm not going out. We are all uncertain times. So how do you relate the requirements today? Because I know there are about 500 or more than 500-600 participants with their families listening to this webinar. So everybody's got their own passion. How do you relate your life success? You're a very successful person. There are very, very few from Malviya Engineering College who have created. In fact, nobody's got a 10-story building in Rajasthan. No private entrepreneur has got a 10-story building. That alone itself is a lifetime of achievement. And you are young. And so what is that today that you want to tell us? It's all about how do you want to push everybody, me included, for dealing with today and the future.
Actually, there is a small difference between, I think, success and satisfaction or fulfillment. So, so what I feel, success automatically come, but satisfaction has to be there. So, what is my point of view? If you are satisfied what you are doing presently, which is more important than running after success. Because as you said, in one of my interview, I said I don't have plan for future or what. It is exactly the meaning is something like which I would like to say something about this. Uh, yes, I am happy. I am happy today. I have a smile on my face. You have a smile on your face. So keeping happy me today is more important than preparing a plan after 5 year, 10 year, or 1 year or 2 year. I have a turnover of 200 crore. And if I say next year my turnover would be 300 crore and then 400 crore and then 500 crore. So it is showing that I will be happy when my turnover will be 300 crore. And when my turnover will be 300 crore, my next plan will be I'll be happy when my turnover will be 400 crore. And then 400 crore, then I'll be happy. That time again, I'll be not happy because my turnover I'm planning for 500 crore. So rather than planning for these kind of turnover for next few years, let's be happy today, enjoy today. I am happy what I am getting. I am satisfied. That's my plan. So don't go for long term hypothetical plan. Just have long plan for your own, what where you would like to take your life, what you would like to do in your life. That may be the plan, but anticipated plan, like something which may happen, may not happen, can give you sorrow and can make you happy. So these all things, I don't think I believe in making long term plan. I'm happy because I'm with you today, and I'm happy because I'm enjoying my today. So I always say my today is better than yesterday, and it has happened. You find when I was in Rawatbhat, a small town. Yes, from that day, from today, I'm much different. It it has made me happy. It has made my friends happy. My family is happy. So let be happy. Let's enjoy. Let be satisfied what you are getting. That is the objective rather
Yeah.
than running after success. And yes, if you are satisfied, if you are working hard, if you are passionate for something, success will follow. We will not. I'm not going to follow my success. Success will follow me because I am doing a right thing, right time with vision.
No, I get it. Absolutely. And thank you for bringing.
I think you asked me a second question is the reason of growth and success, whatever was there behind this. So this entire credit goes to the people who are who are friends, who are colleagues, who are working with me. It's not me who is responsible for the growth of this organization. And I am known not because of me. I am known because of what quality of friends I have, what quality of employees I have. So if you can have a very, very good friends, nice friends, dedicated people, very good staff, talented people with you, I think everything can happen in an organization. So there first, I am lucky. I always have very, very good friends in my life. Yaduvendra, first, should I answer your one of thing is uh, you wanted success of this CEG means what is
Yeah,
the
because
reason?
your company's figures are so amazing. Because I know there are people who want to understand that you remained a debt-free company.
Yes, yes, yes.
Even in ET now, they ask you about how will you partner with, let's say, equity funds. And I also have this conversation with very successful companies that why aren't you listed and all that. So I think those are things, if you would want, you can share a little bit. And the other challenge is, that you're not a typical family business, because Harshita and Venu and Renuji, your family, they're all highly qualified. They could compete for the managing director's position and replace you. Because I can see the next generation more competent, in the future. So how do you look at this also? That the future, because the stakeholders who are looking at you, you're a model. So give us a vision of what's going on in your head.
Actually, there is difference between professionally managed organization and family-owned organization. So my objective would be always to have a professionally managed organization rather than known as a family-owned organization. So this all managing director position is a competitive position.
Yeah.
Whoever will compete and
Yes.
deliver has to be the I'm sure maybe you can find someone else can take over not from my family as a managing director. And even we have an independent chairman, very, very learned person, Mr. Omendra Bhardwaj. So it's a and board of directors also. There yes, there are board of directors from family because they are professionally qualified. But there are many other directors who are not related to family. So we would like to remain professionally managed organization rather than known as family-owned organization.
Very good. Very
But
nice.
yes,
Fantastic.
so my objective would be MD has to be only most competent person. Uh, by virtue of which, since I am founder, I am still continuing as MD. And honestly, if uh, I am looking for someone else who can take over as a CEO of this organization and put me in a strategic group, because there is now a lot of opportunity across the world where I can put my energy or my time to expand my business vertically, horizontally across the globe, because there's endless opportunities are there in the business. And I'm very, very optimistic and positive that uh, Indian engineering organization, especially infrastructure organizations, have the brightest future in the world, because one day will come. Presently, international companies are coming in India, working in India, and from USA, UK, and Europe. But time is not far when Indian companies will be there in UK and Europe, and time is not far when CG will take over someone UK or British company or American. This yes can happen. Everything can
Very exciting.
happen.
I think, yeah, fantastic. Fantastic for giving us this insight, because I think this is the time when a lot of businesses will also, kind of mergers and acquisitions.
Yes.
Amazing. Vishwasji, I would also like you to, share about what's your planning, and how would you like to use this time? Because we are looking at this pipeline of 100 lakh crores of
Yes.
infrastructure projects,
Yes.
and the government, the cabinet has approved that. And you being one of the top right there, and I know at the highest level, inputs from you personally have been taken, and you've been sharing your suggestions. You have talked about integrity. I know when I see your corporate video, you have couple of 5 points. And can you walk us through those 5 points? But one of the critical points there you mentioned is about integrity. And integrity is not only about, corruption, money and all that, but integrity is about doing the right things,
Right.
doing
Yes.
it
Yes.
on time. If like this webinar had to begin at 11, it began at 11. Everybody was there. So integrity is about integer. The word integrity comes from integer. Integer is a whole number. So how do
It
you look
is.
at integrity going forward, not only in your company, but in the whole civil construction, the whole ecosystem? How does your company want to position itself?
Actually, what I feel, integrity is a just word which reflect your honesty for everything what you are doing. You have to be honest with your work, your methodology, with your clients, and your time, your commitment. So as a tagline normally we use for this company CEG, our biggest strength is integrity, ethics, and commitment. I always ask my colleagues who are working, we are working in a team, that yes, don't forget to deliver the things, and always whatever you commit, do it in whatever situation, whether you are getting loss or whether you are getting profit. Because once the brand image can only be created if you are delivering a quality work on time with ethics and with integrity. So that is the philosophy we have used. And fortunately, because when many of my employees are also listening to me, I'm sure none of my employee or none of person in the world can even say that CEG has been found in any of unethical practices anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. So this is my biggest strength. I would like to continue with that. We would like to remain honest and honest and honest and no doubt on our integrity. That is my commitment for my employees. And I would like to have same commitment from each of my employees that yes, work hard, but no one can put question on your integrity. That is the message I would like to give at this platform. And that is the main, I think one of the main reason having being known as the successful company as a brand CEG, which is known internationally, because we are working honestly for our clients, for client satisfaction.
As the leader of this family, are you looking at thinking through some of these things nationally? We need to be guided by thinking minds about how do you balance between environment, because with after COVID, with the vehicles not running, everybody will say, "Arey bhai, to pollution sab theek ho gaya." Abhi to वापस say, let's go back to diesel cars and no need for electric cars. Let's not design roads for, because if so much things will happen. How are you as a company looking at this safety, security, costs, that whole conundrum?
When you look at the larger perspective, say as countrywide or international scenario, you can find any developing country cannot survive without development of the infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure is a parallel term. If you would like to grow your economy, you have to have parallelly develop your infrastructure, which will indirectly or directly boost your economy. So as a infrastructure person, what I feel, there will be lot of opportunity within the country and internationally for infrastructure companies. Yes, but there will be little shift from different scenario. Maybe government may plan to cut down their uh, expenses on defense or some subsidies or something like that. But this, I think, cutting infrastructure investment will definitely give adverse impact, because you are the finance guy and you are finance expert also. You have been head of the planning Niti Aayog. What I feel, we have to have invest in infrastructure. We can cut other costs, give more money for say health and environment and for better housekeeping, and so that no such problems come, and improving health infrastructure. Everything can happen, but simultaneously one cannot stop connecting village, connecting, making suitable transport. Because if you are not constructing metro, you will be losing more money than earning, because it's like making city congested, wasting time of the people. It everything costs. And infrastructure, I'm very positive. After few months, when things will start happening positively in the country, there will be investment in infrastructure, there will be investment in health infrastructure, there will be investment in environment, improving environment. Everything has to go simultaneously. But yes, infrastructure will not stop in this country unless until something drastically something happen which is beyond our control. So and as a company, like if you ask me for CEG, Consulting Engineers Group Limited, uh, we already diversified our business. Recently, we got one project in Zambia, and we got shortlisted at least in 10 projects in African countries recently in the last 2 months. Because of this COVID problem, we are not able to bid, and the bids are getting postponed. But yes, we got shortlisted in many countries, in Ukraine, in Bosnia, in Georgia, for many infrastructure projects. So we are now increasing our business portfolio, not in only in India, but yes, we are also now intend to increase our business in other part of world. Initially, Africa and Eastern Europe, maybe someday in USA and UK.
I would like to, everybody should know about your social service. You are doing a lot of work in the field, various fields. So please let us know what new things you are doing and what you have done already. Please.
Okay. I think, are you listening to me, everyone? Yes?
Yeah.
ऐसा है कि what happened, sometime back in 2000, I met one sadhu from Jain community. So he asked me to donate some money to Mandir's temple. So I said, temple is not my choice. He
Okay.
said, "Then at least you just commit me. You should donate part of your income for charity." So from that day, I am donating 5% of my total income for charity. And from that 5%, we are having one small hospital where 10 to 12,000 patients are getting treatment. So there are many other things which I wanted to say uh, uh, about my company, CEG, means the culture of this company. Actually, we have learned a lot in last 3 decades. Actually, when I started, it was actually, in fact, it was family-owned organization and working as a family. But now, family and owned organization has turned to a professionally managed organization. What I would like to pass a message to each of every my colleague. Actually, we are here to create leaders. So just everyone should enjoy creating people. Once, if you would like to elevate from one position to higher position, first you have to give me the successor, then ask me for the promotion. Because suppose someone is vice president and would like to be a director, then I'll ask, who is there anyone who has been trained as a vice president, so that I can put him as a vice president and you can be promoted as director. So this is my hobby, and whatever possible from my side, I had been doing this thing. And fortunately, my team, my senior team, has to my employees also, miss, very talented employees. We could recruit from mostly from IITs, BITS, Pilani, and we have say tie up with all the institutions. They are giving training to IITians and IIM people. Even IIM Ahmedabad, they are sending their candidates to CEG for training. So everything is happening nicely. I also would like to acknowledge and support of my clients. Guru Murthy ji was there. He has supported like anything. There are many other clients must be on listening this. But my clients, I found everyone supported us, because I know people, they support the work. If you are able to deliver good work, yes, you will be definitely doing. So, and you, one question which is unanswered about debt-free company and why it is debt-free company.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I don't have. I think I'm not fond of jumping from one one tree to other tree and sudden jumps and taking risk is okay, but without thinking taking risk and without having a very strong foundation in taking risk, because unless until I am not having enough support, I am not a person who take risk. Because if I am taking risk, I should have a back support. So what I did, this company has very good cash flow system. We have, since last 3 decades, not even a single day we have delayed our salaries. We are paying salaries on time, and which has the which may be weakness of many other companies parallel to us who are working. Main reason is everyone is earning, but sometimes people, they withdraw the money, and this is the strength of family-owned organization. When the company is yours, the money remains in my pocket or my account or in company account, is hardly makes any difference. When the company is with so many people, everyone would like to draw the money in way of, say, either some dividends or some share, anything. So this is the plus point of the family organization. You can remain debt free if you are not diversifying your money to any other purpose and putting company in problem phase. मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा कि अब लोगों को अपनी कुछ हैबिट्स को भी चेंज करना पड़ेगा, काफी हैबिट्स को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. वी हैव टू लर्न एंड वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट इट आल्सो. बिकॉज पहले क्या होता था कि एनीवन who is coming to office is getting salaries, but now person who is delivering will be getting the salaries. This will happen now. Actually, hours will change to the output. The next future, what I am seeing in IT or consulting industries, the remuneration, the reimbursement, which were on hourly basis, how much time you spend in office or how many days you spend in office, will turn to how much work you have done. So we will start quantifying the works, and this will happen soon, because people will be sitting at remote places at many other, and sometimes they will be spending time with families, whatever is they are free to do everything. So it is a positive thing for both the side. The owners, the organizations will get maximum output, and the person who is doing work from home will be happy to do work at his ease, at his convenience, whatever time he likes.
Productivity will go up. You're saying productivity will go up.
But
productivity goes up.
But the mindset has to be changed, because
Yes.
I am presently, what I am looking when I am talking to my people, is still they are hesitant to accept this philosophy. But it will happen, because there is no other alternative left for us, because if this goes for 2 years, because this COVID will not go in another 2 months or 3 months time, that is sure. This vaccine will come, then someone is left still with the infected, can again spread these things. So what I'm foreseeing, we have to change our way of thinking individually and organization level. Both have to change. Even we have to change our management skills, and individuals should be able to accept the changes. That is the part which I am thinking.
Conclude the meeting. There is a small question from Mr. Vishwas Jain, sir. What is his message to the young entrepreneurs? Question to
एक्चुअली मेरा तो यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर से और सभी से यही है कि आप एम्प्लॉय मत बनो, एम्प्लॉयर बनो, है ना. और अपॉर्चुनिटीज कम नहीं है, पर होता ना कि एकदम थोड़ा सा दिक्कत कब आती है, जब हम बहुत ज्यादा स्पीड पकड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं. कि सपोज समवन इज कंपेयरिंग विद मी एंड थिंकिंग दैट ओके आई विल अचीव दिस इन 2 years टाइम और 1 year टाइम. तो ये ग्रोथ जो होती है वो उसमें टाइम लगता है थोड़ा बहुत, पर there are plenty of opportunity for each and everyone. मैं तो कहता हूँ मेरे जितने साथ के लोग हैं, अगर ये सारे ही बनना चाहें तो आई बी मोर हैप्पी. और क्योंकि हमें ऐसा लगता है ना कि हम जिसके साथ थे वो आज कुछ जगह पर हैं, तो दैट मेक्स मी मोर हैप्पी. और plenty of opportunities are there even in infrastructure sector. और अब तो ये हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, मेडिसिन, एनवायरनमेंट, इसमें भी बहुत सारी चीज, और आईटी के अंदर इनोवेशन, रिमोट वर्किंग, एवरीथिंग will create new type of opportunity for everyone. So अगर किसी को लगता है कि कुछ करना है और I can contribute just for, so I'll be very happy. But yes, my choice would, if choice is given to me to go for job or for business, I'll ask everyone to go for something at their own. मैंने तो my daughters when they graduated and they are very much part of this organization, and actually मैं ये भी acknowledge करना भूल गया कि when my daughters, two daughters, they joined, the turnover was 33 crore, and after this women power, because of their skill and international exposure and everything, turnover has become 200 crore in only 6 year time. So you can imagine the growth, even a woman entrepreneur, what they can contribute. So everyone has a in their family, you must be having someone has a dream, so just please help them to support their dream. This is my message.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable words. Now, I would like to bring this meeting to an end.